Lil Wayne and Birdman and kissing on the lips and people, suspecting them to be. See, I don't really listen to that music. I don't like that culture, so it's nothing that I would, pay attention to or know about. It's not my thing. And so, it's being that this is, OA Fagazine, we talk about fag stuff. So, okay, I'm late. There's no question, but what they say, better late than never, but I was listening to, there's this guy, he's a rapper, and you might want to look at him. He has a tattooed face like so many of them do. That's just, I guess, the thing that they want to do these days is tattoo their face, which, I guess is cool. Like, if you got the money, if you're never going to ever need a job again in your life and you feel like this is your creative avenue, then if tattooing your face is your thing, then by all means, tattoo your face. So, I'm going to turn this down just a bit. So, there's this guy, and he's sort of a battle rapper. So he's not like, I think he might have songs out. I'm not sure. I don't really follow his career, but he tried to literally get on stage, as he got on stage just like the Headless Horseman, complete with the cloak and the severed head. And he literally tried to take a shit on stage, like, not that that's so shocking, but it's shocking, I think, to the rap community, because punk rock is infamous for doing that. Like, back in the 80s and stuff, in the 70s, 80s, punk rockers would, shit and throw it on the audience, and that's just no big deal. But for the rap community, that's just unheard of. But the one thing that caught my ear about Daylyt was his, this thing about P. Diddy. So take a listen to this and see what you think.
Yeah, I fuck Diddy. I'm not gonna front. I'd fuck the shit out of Diddy. Like, I'm just keeping it a buck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like why not? Like, Diddy's attractive. You know what I'm saying? Get him off with like a bottle of Ciroc, like, a shot of Ciroc. You know what I'm saying? He got plenty of Ciroc. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get him fucked up.
So, I mean, that's a piece of it. I edited it myself. But for the most part, they're saying that most people are saying he's joking. And I'm cool with that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what this guy, I don't know his character, I don't know anything about it. But I think what makes me like wonder what this is all about is the fact is, like, why would you even say that? Like, how is that funny? Like, I guess I don't get how that's a joke, and I don't know why you would want people, to believe that or think that was part of your rap game, because I get how everybody's thinking that this person, Young Thug, is gay because he wears dresses and all that. And again, I think a lot of that stuff is gimmick, and that's fine. But I just thought, and he's an interesting looking guy, and just the fact that he would say it in an interview on Vlad TV just makes me wonder what is going on with the rap community. I just don't get it. I literally, like, that community of shooting and drugs and the whole nine. But so what's bugging me and why this is even a topic today is because it's fine when you have the gay, the violent hip hop community or whatever, you have that, and that's fine. It's like no one's, that's whatever, it is what it is. But when you start blending that life into the gay community, then that just bugs me, because it's like our community is hard enough, it's enough going on here than for people to start grouping everything onto us, like the gay community has its own prejudice and its own problems, and it's like, then okay, so now people are gonna look at these people as these thugs, and they're crossing genders and doing stuff, and it's like, okay, so it's just turning into to me a big clusterfuck of just madness. It's like, because there are certain people who are just not strong-minded enough to be able to separate. Like, those of us who can separate, it's good. We can go, you know what, that's not the gay community. That's just, like, insanity. But then there's people who are a little bit more narrow-minded, and maybe even younger people who think like maybe they can go and say, well, I can shoot and I can kill and I'm gonna be gay too, I'm gonna be a gay gangster. And it's like, wow, like then we have another layer of something that's negative in the media about gay folks. And I thought, that's just bizarre to me. It's like, okay, if you're going to be into gangs or you're going to do all that, that's fine. Do what you want to do. That's fine. Like, whatever. Like, I have no judgment whatsoever. And I really don't, because my feelings are, that's not my life. That's not the life I chose, you know. Part of my life is what I chose, and then part of it is just what I inherited. And then, so if that's the life you inherited and chose, then that's what it is, you know. I'm not going to complain. But when it comes to being gay, there's the choice factor is in being gay is what you do with your homosexuality. Homosexuality isn't a choice, but it's what you do with it. That's the choice. It's like some people choose to become bodybuilders and become arrogant assholes and treat everybody shitty who isn't a bodybuilder and looks super, you know, as hot as they are. Some people become gay advocates. Some people become, you know, drag queens, superstars. There's so much you can do with your homosexuality. So I guess what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, so here is yet another media stereotype that we're creating that is literally on the stove, if you will, on the burner of becoming a boiling topic. And I just go, why? We don't need this. This is the last thing we need as gay people, as being, you know, waiting for the next thug hip hop rapper to become gay. Like, that's just, we don't need it. You know, it's tough enough. And, you know, people will say what they want. You know, I try not to be a political show, but I do have to say that I have a thought. I have lots of thoughts. I have lots of opinions. And to me, the Omari Abbasi brand, you know, is aware of everything, but accepts very little. And I don't mean that to be narrow-minded, but I think the majority of what I try to present are the people who don't have a platform, who are just, they're out there, they live, they exist, they enjoy. But we're definitely not trying to sign up for anything like that, you know. And I just don't, I pray to God that doesn't become a thing. You know, the gay thug, hip hop gangster who shoots and I mean, not shoots, but at least talks about it. Like, it just, like, I tell you, when you think about shooting, it equals death, and some people just don't get that life is so, even though it's tough and it sucks sometimes, but there's, in your waking hours, so much can be done. So much can be done that's more positive than negative. And I just look at the hip hop community and I'm embarrassed. I really am. And I shouldn't be, and it's not that I have any connections with it, but you know, sometimes, you know, sometimes it's guilt by association, by one denomination or one type of I mean, sometimes it's color, sometimes it's just being a guy, sometimes it's being, you know, whatever, and sometimes just being a person of color, you just go, why are you doing this? You're not helping our cause. And it's not to say any particular name, so I'm like, though I was talking about Daylyt, but that was his situation with P. Diddy, but it's not like saying he's single-handedly responsible for, you know, prejudice or stereotypes, but it's just like, I wish that people could, you know, remove themselves from the situation to realize that every little bit counts in helping break stereotypes. And that's gay too. That's straight up as gay people, because there's so many handsome, beautiful men who carry the weight of being an asshole when they're probably genuinely nice. But, you know, those of us who are regular or average always assume that great looking people are assholes. And so, unfortunately, the stereotype is strong, you know. But again, that's what I try to do as a photographer, as a brand owner, is to break those stereotypes. And I'm trying to do it for a lot of things, you know. Advertising wise, I have so many amazing campaigns planned for the brand. But these are the types of things that make me angry about what people are doing in certain communities, you know, because it's like they just don't realize their contribution is heavy. But I just thought that Daylyt saying that about, because I don't know what his sexual agenda is, but he's saying he's straight, but then I don't know why he would say something like that. So I thought that was pretty weird to me. I didn't get it. But let's go to I'm a big fan of Empire. And I could say that I could take it or leave it. Like, if it comes back on, great. If it doesn't, I'm glad that it was on, because it was a great show. But the guy, Jussie, and I won't even pronounce his last name because I can't get it right. But I was watching his interview that he did with Ellen a few months back, and I don't know. You listen to this and you tell me, what you actually think of what he's saying here. And I don't know. I have mixed emotions.
You've been such an inspiration to so many, but also to me. What you've done in the LGBT community is very much, in my opinion, what Michael Jackson did with the black community. Just that you are who you are, and he was just Michael, and you're just Ellen. So, it was really important to me to make sure that it got across that there is no closet. There's never been a closet that I've been in. I don't own a closet.
Right.
I have a dresser.
Right.
But I don't have a closet.
Right.
But I have a home, and that is my responsibility to protect that home.
Right.
So that's why I choose not to talk about my personal life, but there is, without a doubt, no closet that I've ever been in.
Yep.
And I just wanted to make that clear, but it was most important for me to make that clear to you on your show at this time in the world. And that's where I'm at. And I'm such a fan, but
thanks.
also so inspired.
Yeah. Okay, so, being the person who used to be a singer, and I know I was going for fame. I really was. I was always going for fame. I wasn't going for so much fortune as I was fame. I wanted it. I wanted it bad. And I guess I just don't get how people can say, they don't discuss their private life. But when you're in a public eye, your public image is your private life. I mean, you don't get the choice to have both. Like, you can't be public and then think you're gonna have private. I think there's certain things that you're gonna have to just take to your grave. I think there's going to be times when you visit doctors and what have you, and they're going to keep that information as secret as they possibly can. Like, if you're sick or you have some type of a disease or something, and then, or, there's certain respects that people can't cross because it's illegal. But, when it comes to you being in the public eye and tweeting and having all these Facebook accounts and blah blah blah, Instagram, how do you have the nerve to say that you don't discuss your private life, but you're putting your life out there? There's not this. I guess maybe I'm not seeing it properly, but my thing is, when you are in the public eye, you don't get to have a choice of having a private life. You can do the best you can to try to maintain some normality, but as far as like you saying whether you're gay or not, you're ridiculous if you think that someone, the moment that you get out there, if you're in the public eye and you have sex with anyone, male, female, or indifferent, if they're gonna tell somebody. That's just the bottom line. They're gonna tell somebody. And you can't worry and live your life worrying about whether or not somebody's going to tell or someone's looking at you in a certain way. But he's like, there's never been a closet. Okay, well, I respect that. Like, part of me wants to respect that. But then the other part of me is like, when he says, well, I just like to keep my private life private. But it's like, you don't get that choice. Because if you are a celebrity, if you have any type of relationships with anybody, they're going to tell. That's just what they do. People are going to tell. And if you're not, especially if you're not marrying it, if you're just having fun with it, these people don't have any allegiance to hold anything, sacred for you. And it's like you just need to put it out there. Like, that's why I think Madonna is so awesome, is because she put her life out there, and her private life, what is it? There is no such thing as a private life for Madonna. There's probably things that she enjoys that people don't know about because it's not important to people. But for the most part, she probably, I mean, they get the chance to